Good morning, everyone. I just needed to come inside for a second. So I want you to take a nice comfortable seat so your spine is nice and long and breathing fully. So inhaling through your nose unless you're congested, pulling the breath all the way down to your pelvic floor. And if you can imagine your breath moving all the way down your body. And then as you exhale, engaging those core muscles to help press the air out of your body. So some long, smooth breaths. And as you settle into your seat, noticing how you're feeling and thinking about how you want to feel when we're done with practice today. And we talked a little bit about what you wanted to work on before class, but how do you want to feel when we're done with practice? And then bringing your hands to your heart center and setting your intention, bowing the head to the heart, heart to the earth. And then we'll release the hands onto the knees or the legs and start to make some circles with your whole body, feeling your sit bones on the ground as you're moving, noticing how you feel in your spine, in your hips. Eventually starting to move in the other direction. We can get so much information from this movement, right? And then eventually we'll come to a place where we stop and we're going to stretch out the legs. So we're going to do a little exploration. So I want you to stretch out your legs, flex your feet. We're going to take the hands onto the thighs. You're going to inhale up and exhale, slide down your legs. Inhale up and exhale down. We're going to do that like 3 times. And you're just noticing how deeply your body comes forward. And then you're going to take your tennis balls. So this is our experiment, because you're going to see how when we loosen up the hamstrings, if it changes your forward bend. So once you get your tennis balls, you're going to press them in, and they're sitting right up against the bone, but you're not sitting on them, right? And your knees are bent, and you're going to start to move the knees from side to side. And the idea here, so you have the hamstrings are these long, narrow muscles, right? 4 of them. And we're trying to get where they connect into the pelvis. Sometimes more information than you want, but sometimes it helps to picture it in your head. And so you're moving side to side, trying to loosen all that stuff up. And then you're going to move them either in or out, depending on how far apart you have them. I'm moving mine in a little bit, doing the same thing. And instead of moving the tennis balls, you could move your body, right? But we want to try to reach them all. Any interesting sensations? Sometimes it feels like they're all glopped together, like it's one big muscle. All right, now, before we stop using the tennis balls here, I want you to take them out from in front and put them on the side, and you're going to move side to side. And for some of us, this is really intense because a lot of us hold tension in our pelvis and in our shoulder girdle. So just kind of seeing how that feels. Even though I do this regularly, my body's saying, ah. All right. Now comes our exploration. Again, you're going to take out the tennis balls, stretch out your legs, flex your feet, inhale up, and exhale down. And just notice, do you move a little bit more or not? No big deal if you don't, but we're experimenting. All right. So the next time you come up, we're going to make our way onto our hands and knees. So if your knees feel uncomfortable on the hard floor, you place a blanket underneath your knees. So here we are. Your wrists are slightly in front of your shoulders, knees slightly behind your hips. You're going to engage those lower abdominals. Inhale's going to be up. Exhale, we're going to slide down into child's pose. And you'll just do that a few times with your breath. Inhale is up, exhale is down. Again, noticing all the juicy stretching happening in your back body. Now, next time you come up, we're going to pause here. And now, you're going to take your hands a little bit more in front of your shoulders. And we're going to inhale, take the hips down, soften your shoulders away from your ears. And then exhale, we're going to come into what we call puppy pose, where your forehead comes towards the ground, but your butt stays up in the air. So inhale is forward, drop the hips. Exhale back into puppy pose, not into down dog, so that you're stretching your spine in a different way. And again, we're going to do this a couple of times. And then the next time that we come into our puppy pose, you're going to slide yourself back into child's pose, and then walk your hands over to the side, so we're getting a nice side body stretch. So your hips go one way, your body goes the other. Taking a couple of full breaths here. And then when you're ready, coming through the center and bringing yourself over to the second side. Again, we're looking for this long stretch through the side body. All right, and then making your way back through the center. All right, now from here, we're going to step our left foot forward, and you're going to slide your right knee back a little bit. All right, and again, if your knee is sensitive, definitely have a blanket underneath. So we're opening the front of that hip flexor. Can everybody feel it? Yeah. All right, and if you need some blocks under your hands to help you reach the floor, you can use them as well. Now, with your breath, you're going to start to straighten and then bend that front leg. And if this doesn't work for you being on your knee, you could do this same motion on your back body. And you're noticing, like, what's happening in my leg, and my hips, and my back body. Noticing your breath. Now, next time you come to a place where your knee is bent, we're going to step that foot back and then bring the other foot forward. So again, right knee over the ankle, left knee behind the hip, so you're opening the front of that hip flexor, taking a couple breaths here, and then in your own time, starting to bend and straighten that front leg. And it may feel exactly the same on the second side, or it might feel totally different. But again, you're just noticing what is. Long, smooth breaths. Now, eventually, again, we're going to end up towards the front with the front knee bent. Turn those back toes under. We're going to lift that leg up and step it forward into our forward bend. Hands come onto your legs, and we're going to inhale halfway up and exhale more deeply into our forward bend. Just moving with your breath. Inhale is up. Exhale down. One more time. And the next time we inhale, let's come all the way up. And then once you're up, rolling through your shoulders. So how is everyone doing? Like, I can tell this room is really warm already. Unless it's just me. And then we're going to find a tennis ball and roll through one foot at a time. So how are your feet today? You add as much pressure as you want into the tennis ball. Then we're going to switch sides. Again, you're noticing differences, similarities. Notice your breath, if your breath changes while you're doing this. And then we're going to eventually stop rolling the foot, rolling the foot on the tennis ball, put the tennis ball in a safe place. And then make your way towards the front of your mat. You're going to have your hands at the sides of your body, feet about hip width apart. Inhale, come on up onto your toes, fingers reaching towards the sky. Exhale down. And we're doing this. This is one of my favorite things to do to start to awaken the whole body. Now, next exhale, you're going to take the feet flat, bend the knees, sweep your arms back. Inhale up, keep the feet flat now. Exhale back. Inhale up. Number one thing to bring up your energy if you're feeling tired. Wakes up the whole physical and energetic bodies. All right, last time. Now, once we get up to the top, let's interlace those fingers and press up towards the sky. And take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. We're going to lean over to the left. And you're pressing with those hands and with your right foot. Inhale, center. Exhale to the second side, and we're going to stay here, so you keep breathing, right? You're pressing with your hands, pressing with that left foot. Keep breathing. On an inhale, come on up, release those hands. And now, I think most of you have done this with me before. We're going to inhale up, we're going to exhale into our chair. Inhale up, exhale maybe a little bit more deeply. You're looking for that comfortable place, and you're moving all the time with your breath. You're not keeping up with me. Now, next time we're going to add a twist, so one arm is going to come back, one will stay forward, and you come into your chair. Inhale up, second side, and you move as deeply as it feels comfortable. So for some of us, it might not be deep at all, right? You're going to find that place that feels really good in your body. And if it doesn't work with the arms moving, you can have your hands on your hips and just twisting the body. Now, next time you finish your second side, because we probably built up some heat here, we're going to pause in the middle. And then let's inhale those arms up overhead, feet are flat on the ground. Exhale into your forward bend. We're going to inhale halfway up, and then we're going to step back with the right foot into a nice deep lunge. And you could have blocks under your hands or not. Now, what I want you to explore here, so we're in our lunge, the left knee is right over your ankle, your feet are hip width apart and a leg's distance. Now we're going to bend that back knee towards the ground, but don't let it touch, and then straighten it. So we're trying to isolate, just bending that back knee, and then straightening the back leg, right? With your breath. Nice. Now, the next time that your leg is straight, now we're going to explore bending and straightening that front leg. So some of you might like blocks under your hands as we do this. Again, you're moving with your breath, bending and straightening. No forcing. Now, next time that knee is bent, we're going to step your back foot forward and then take your left foot back. And before you start moving, get yourself all set up. Right knee over the ankle, feet hip width apart and legs distance. And then once you're set, you are going to start to bend and straighten that back leg. Bending and straightening, not touching down to the ground, just moving through the knee. You're breathing fully, long, smooth breaths. Now, next time your leg is straight in the back, we're going to switch to start to bend and straighten that front leg. Who said they wanted to work on their legs today? It's actually feeling pretty good to me, so hopefully it's feeling good to everybody else. All right, now next time that front knee is bent, you're going to take your hands to the inside of that foot and walk your feet around into a wide angle with your feet parallel. You might have a block under your hands if your hands don't come to the ground. And we're going to just bend the knee over the foot, right? Inhale, center, bend one knee over your foot, then straighten both legs and bend the second side. Moving with your breath, no forcing. Now, next time you get to your second leg, we're going to take that right hand to center. You're going to look at your left hand and inhale, reach up towards the sky. You follow that hand with your eyes. Exhale down and switch sides. And your eyes are tracking as the hand lifts. And again, you could have your hands on a block if your hands don't come down to the ground. And there's no rush. You're moving with your breath. So whenever you finish your second side, for most of us it's our right hand, you're going to bend both knees, walk your hands up onto your thighs or your hips, press your feet into the ground, inhale, come on up. Beautiful. Now, we'll extend the arms out like a five-pointed star. Inhale is going to be here. Exhale, you're going to take that right hand onto the left leg, slide down as deeply as you can, keeping your eyes on that lifted hand. Inhale up, and exhale, second side. And again, moving at your own pace, you bend as deeply as it feels good in your body. It might be after a couple of times you move a little bit more deeply or not. Moving with your breath. Oh, looking so good. We're going to do this a couple more times. So let's say one more time on each side. And when you end on your right side, you'll come up to the center, step those feet together, roll through your shoulders, and take a moment to just check in with your breath. How are you doing? So this next piece, we're going to use a strap. So hopefully everybody has a strap. If you're at home, it could be a belt, a shirt, a pair of stockings, right? Anything that gives you a little length. So you're going to take your weight into that left foot and place the strap on the padded part of your right foot. And you could have this free arm on a wall, okay? And you're going to walk that foot straight up as far as it comfortably can come, but not higher than your hip. Breathe and focus. Have a non-moving spot that you're looking at. Beautiful. And we're just going to hold here for a moment, but your breath still moves. All right, now we're going to take that foot down, second side. And of course, we're going to build, but first we're going to do the same thing on the second side. So again, find your balance. The weight is in that right foot as you walk the left leg up. Your free hand can be on a wall or wherever it helps you to balance. Breathe and focus. Very nice. Now we're going to slowly lower that leg down. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, because sometimes when we get on one foot or when we're doing something new, we hold our breath. So we're gonna bring that right leg, all the way up as far as it's comfortable. Now, you're gonna start to bring that leg out to the side, and you're gonna move slowly. Breathe and focus. Doesn't matter how far it comes, out to the side. Nice, so we're gonna come back to the center, and you're gonna take that foot down. Make sure you're breathing, second side. Don't rush into it, just do it exactly how you did on the first time. First side, nice and slowly, leg comes up. Find your focus, your balance. And then possibly you start to move the leg out to the side. Keep breathing. Beautiful, we're gonna come back to the center and we have one more that we're gonna do. So make sure you're still breathing. So right foot, we're on the padded part of the foot, just under the toes. You're gonna walk the leg up and hold with the opposite hand. Okay, opposite hand. Now possibly, and you're gonna explore here, you might take that right hand behind you and you might bring your vision towards that right hand. Woo. Keep breathing and focus, knowing whenever we turn our head, it changes our center of gravity. And then the head will come back forward, arm will come down, leg will come down. You're gonna take a couple of nice deep breaths because I felt like some of you were holding your breath. And we're gonna move to the second side and letting go of how the first side went. And again, as you walk that leg up, you're holding with the opposite hand, possibly that right arm, left arm is gonna come behind you. And then possibly, you might start to take your vision towards that back hand. Like I just slid myself over to the wall, and if that works for you, you can do that as well. Head back to the center, leg down, foot down. How's everybody doing? Now, we're going to take the strap behind us, and you're going to connect with your breath, and you're holding the strap about shoulder distance apart. And at first, we're going to keep our body upright, and you're just going to reach those arms behind you. So try not to drop your body forward. It will want to go there. Inhale is up, exhale is down. Just moving the arms. And I know some of you can probably do this without a strap, but I like getting more movement through the shoulders. Now next time the belt comes to your hips, you're going to inhale, body up. Exhale into a forward bend. It's okay if the knees are bent. Inhale, stretch those arms away from the back body. Keep breathing. Exhale, hand comes to the lower back. Press with the feet. Inhale, body up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, stretch those arms overhead. Exhale, hands down, press with the feet. Inhale, body up. One more time, exhale, forward bend. Inhale, stretch those arms away. Exhale, arms down, press with the feet. Inhale, body up. So nice. Now roll through those shoulders. We're not going to drop the strap yet because we're going to use it one more time. You're going to check in with your heart and your breath, make sure everything's moving. And then you're going to take your strap and stretch it, right? So it's tight, right? It's in front of the chest. Now you're going to move with your breath. Inhale will be when we're in this neutral position. Exhale, you're going to take one hand forward. Inhale back to center, and then alternate sides. And you're pulling, so the strap is tight enough that you kind of have to pull on it to hold it tight. And then next time you finish your second side, you're going to bring the strap behind you, and then again tighten it with your arms So now my strap is tight behind my shoulders. And again, I'm going to move with the breath. Inhale is neutral. Exhale. Hear my buckle hitting the wall behind me. And you're moving through your shoulders. Whoops. With your breath. One more time on your second side. Through the center. And then we are going to get rid of our strap. All right, so how's everybody doing? I want you to shake out your hands a little bit, flick through your fingers, because sometimes when we work with the strap, we hold it really tightly. Then you're going to interlace your fingers and roll through the wrists a couple of times in each direction. And then we're going to reach one wrist towards the sky, and then the other one. And then let's take that right hand forward, like you're making a stop sign. Take your hands onto your fingers and pull towards your body. And then bring those fingers down and hold on the front of your hand, not your fingers, and pull the hand towards your body. Second arm, fingers up, pulling towards your body. And then fingers down, holding on to the hand, not the fingers, and pulling towards the body. You're going to keep breathing. And then from here, we're going to make our way down into a squat. Shake out those hands, come down into a squat. So you could have a block under your butt, you could have a roll blanket under your heels. However, I want you to come down into a squat of some sort. And if your heels don't come to the up, never mind, everybody's heels are down. All right, so hands either at your forehead or your heart center, back is rounded, chin towards the chest. Long, smooth breaths. Any tension you might be hanging on to, imagine it rolling off your back body down into the earth. And then, in your own time, in a safe way, you're going to take your hands down to the ground, and we're going to sit with our knees out to the sides, bottoms of the feet together. And you're just going to notice how you feel here, and then we're going to reach for the right foot. So you might hold your foot, you might hold your ankle, you might hold the back of your knee. We're going to stretch this leg out to the side without forcing. Now notice, like we were balancing on our feet before, now we're kind of balancing on our sit bones. So just find your place, and you're going to breathe and making sure there's no discomfort. Then let's bring that foot in, and we're going to reach for your left foot. And again, holding it wherever it's comfortable, stretching it out to the side, no forcing. Now, we have to hold it for another breath or two so that we're even. Don't want anybody staggering out of here. All right, now we're going to bring that foot in, and possibly you're going to take your both feet off the ground. And you're going to explore here. Now, if you feel like you're going to fall back, you're going to round your back so you roll, as opposed to like splatting onto your back. And we're going to stretch one leg at a time. Bring it in. So breathe, make sure you are breathing as we move. We're going to do each leg one more time. Breathe and focus. No forcing. Now, after our last time here, you're going to explore the possibility of extending both legs. And remember, you can hold your legs in any place that feels comfortable. And then very carefully, we're going to bring those legs together, bend your knees and bring them down. That was awesome. All right, so from here, we're going to stretch out those legs. Your feet are flexed. And just like we did at the very beginning, hands are on your legs. You're going to inhale up, exhale, slide down. We'll do that a couple of times. Coming back to our center, back to our breath. And I'm gonna fold my mat in, and you may like to as well. We're going to inhale, legs extended, arms extended. Exhale, you're gonna slide back, lift your feet up off the ground into a balanced, modified boat pose, Navasana. Inhale, extend. Exhale, find your balance. Moving at your own pace. I will do some modifications in case you could keep your feet on the ground or hands on the ground, right? You could inhale up, hold on to the legs instead of having your hands at the side. We're still gonna do it a couple more times. So you're finding that place that works for you. This will be our last time. We're gonna hold the position, but you're gonna keep breathing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. On an inhale, we'll extend arms and legs, and then exhale into your lower back. Inhale, come on up. How's everybody doing, okay? All right, good. All right, so here we are with our legs extended. Now I want you to open them up, just like we did when we were balanced on our butt, but now we have our legs on the floor. Your feet are flexed. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna take your left arm, reach it up towards the sky. So your inhale is up here. Exhale, you're going to bring the elbow to the inside of your knee and start to walk it, maybe so that your fingers come towards the pinky toe side of your foot, or your hand rests against the inside of the ankle. Then very slowly, we're going to lift that right arm up, and you're going to stretch it, but you're going to do it in little tiny increments, like you can't move quickly until it's extended over your head. And you might even reach that hand, the fingertips towards your toes, or your hand might be no place near your toes, right? Now on an inhale, we're going to take that right arm, come on up, left arm up, and relax, roll through those shoulders. Again, we're going to reach that right arm up, so now we're on the second side. Inhale is here, exhale, you're going to take that elbow to the inside of your knee, it may be on top, and then walk your fingertips towards the ankle or hold on to the outside of the foot, and then bring your left elbow in towards the body and slowly, ever so slowly, reach that hand overhead. It's like you can only move a centimeter at a time. And again, some of you might reach your hand to the fingertip, toe tips, or not. Your hand may be someplace in the air, but you're going to keep breathing, and you're making sure there's no pain or discomfort. As I like to say, comfort and ease, stem supum. And then, very slowly on an inhale, we're going to make our way up. You're going to take your hands in front, and then start to walk those fingertips forward. Now, imagine that you're coming forward with your heart, not your head. And if you find your toes dropping in, that usually means that we've gone too far. So watch your feet. If they start to drop in, then you need to stop moving your body forward, okay? And you're gonna find a comfortable place. For some of us, it might be, like a centimeter forward. And then let's walk those hands up. All right. Now, let's bend your knees. So you're gonna bring your legs together, bend your knees, take your hands behind you. I like my fingertips pointing towards my back, but some people like to have the fingertips pointing to the sides or even behind you. So you might have to move the direction that your hands are as we do some weight bearing there. So your feet are about hip width apart, heels fairly close to your buttocks. Inhale, and you're going to keep your vision straight ahead, so don't let the head drop back. We're going to inhale, lift up, press your hips up towards the sky, and exhale, come down. Move with your breath. Inhale is up, exhale is down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift that butt up, exhale down, and last time. Very nice. Come on down. Now from here, we're going to make our way safely onto our back body. So I want you to think about what's the safe, and you'll want to make sure that your head ends up on your mat and not the floor. I'm just going to turn around. So you're going to get yourself down onto your back, bring those knees into the chest. Ah, feels good to be down on the ground. And then let's stretch those legs up towards the sky. And your feet are flexed. And I say that a lot because we engage our muscles when we flex the feet. You can probably feel the muscles in your legs working more. You're going to take your hands onto your legs. So inhale is going to be how we are right now, legs extended, hands on our legs, head on the ground. Exhale, you're going to slide your hands up your legs, lift your shoulder and your head. Inhale down to the ground. Exhale, lift the upper back body and the head. Unless it doesn't feel good in your head, another option would be to have your knees bent. It will make it less strenuous. So just explore moving with your breath and what works for your body. And the next time that you inhale, we're going to bend both knees and bring your knees in towards your chest, some circles, or just squeeze your knees. And then we're going to pause for a moment, and you're going to bring your thighs so that they're perpendicular to the ground. Lower legs are going to be parallel to the ground. And then you're going to place your hands on your thighs. So this is going to be an isometric movement. So your hands are going to press into your thighs into your hands, and you're going to keep breathing, right? Now you're going to keep that isometric pressure going on between hands and thighs. Inhale, thighs away. Exhale, press those knees in towards your chest. The whole time you're still pressing your hands into your thighs as you move with your breath. Inhale, knees away. Exhale, knees in towards your chest. Whole time pressing your hands into your thighs. You probably feel your core muscles working because that's what happens as we maintain the hands pressing into the thighs, thighs pressing into the hands. Keep moving with your breath. Nice. Now after your next exhale, we're going to release and carefully put your feet down onto the ground about hip width apart. If you have a block, you're going to lift up your butt, and we're going to put a block underneath your pelvis. And reposition your shoulders so that they feel good, and open up your chest. And you can have your block on the first or the second height. I wouldn't go to the third one for what we're going to do today. All right, and let's see. Make sure the block is under your pelvis and not at all on your spine. And your vision will stay up towards the ceiling. And we're going to reach that left leg up towards the sky. And the foot, of course, is flexed. Now we're going to take our right leg and bring it parallel to the floor, foot flexed again. Your chest is open, your shoulders are on the ground. Your face is pointing towards the sky, but your eyes could be closed. Now let's switch the legs. So you're going to bring your right leg up towards the sky and the left leg parallel with the floor. Your heels don't touch the ground. One more time, let's switch those legs. Still breathing, making sure the block isn't hurting in your lower back or anything like that. One more time, switch the legs. It's our last time. And then we're going to bend that right knee and bring it in towards our body. So your left leg is extended. You're holding on to your right knee. So like for me, I get a nice opening in the front of my hip flexor on that left leg. Very carefully, we're going to switch to the second side. Long, smooth breaths. And then finally, let's take both legs up towards the sky. And then we've done this position This will be our third way. So you're gonna, actually our fourth way, you're gonna take your legs out into a wide angle, comfortable wide angle, and then ever so slowly bring them towards one another. So it means that it's gonna take a couple of breaths to get your legs to come together. We'll open them one more time. Slowly bring them together. And whenever they get back together, you're gonna bend your knees, take your feet down to the ground one at a time. We're gonna take the block out from underneath, relax your low back to the ground, and then we're gonna open the knees out to the sides with the bottoms of the feet together. And just relax here for a moment with your breath, softening your body towards the ground, and we're gonna start to bring the knees towards one another. So imagine that you could only move an inch or a couple of centimeters with each exhale. So inhale, no movement. Exhale, start to bring the knees towards one another. Only an inch or so. Deep breathing. Now looking good. Slow, slow movements. Now, even though the knees have not come together, we're going to slowly open them out towards the ground again. Not as slowly though as we brought them together. And you're going to start to move them towards one another. Keep breathing. All right. Again, allow the knees to open up. And now you're going to take your left knee and bring it towards the right knee and possibly turn your head to the left. A long twist through the body. On an inhale, we'll bring the head and knees to center, and then exhale, take the second side, so knees coming over to the left and the head to the right. Now you can continue to stay on the one side, or you can move with your breath, head and knees to the center, alternating head and knees in each direction, moving with your breath. Now, eventually we're going to finish on both sides, come through the center, and this is where I want you to think about how you want to be for Shavasana. And so some of us have bolsters, so some options. One of the things I love to do with a bolster is to take a block and support the bolster so that it's at an angle, and then put my thighs on the bolster so that I don't have to hold my legs at all, and it takes some of the pressure out of the low back. And you can do Shavasana however you want to, as long as you do it, right? So you're gonna find some way to be on the ground, right? You don't have to do what I said. You could have the block and the bolster under your back. Long, smooth breaths, keep breathing. So settling in, each exhale, allowing the body to soften. And this would be a good time to check in. Is there anything that would help you to be able to move to a quiet place? Anything that would help your body or your mind to be a little bit more comfortable? If so, you're going to do that. So ever so slowly start to bring your awareness to your breath and your body and notice how you're feeling. Maybe remembering how you wanted to feel when you were done with our practice today. And then in your own time, starting to stretch and move, and eventually bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And once you're up, let's do a short breathing practice. And so we're going to work on a breath called Ujjayi. I think that many of you have done it before. And the way that I like to teach it is that you bring your hand in front of your face, and you're going to breathe like you're fogging up a mirror. So kind of notice how that feels. You're closing the back of your throat a little bit in order to make it steamy on your hand. And then you're going to close your mouth and do that same thing. Can you feel that? And if you're not sure, try it again with the mirror. And then close your mouth and see if you can get that same sensation. And then we're going to do 6 breaths with that exhale. And you probably notice as you're exhaling, you have to use your core muscles in order to make that happen in your throat. Now after your 6 breaths, which will probably be the next breath or so, I invite you to close your eyes. Let your breath go back to your natural pace. And I want you to just settle in your mind's eye, imagine that you could kind of see into your brain. I'm going to ask you 3 questions and notice what comes up as a response. Who am I? Don't think about it, just notice what comes up. Why am I here? And again, notice what comes up, and it might be like here in this room right now, here on the planet, in Salt Lake City or wherever you are. But don't think, just see what comes up. And then the last question, how can I be of service? Again, in service to who or what, doesn't matter, just notice the answers that come up. So these are 3 questions I've been asking myself every day for a very long time. And the answers are not always the same. And then take a moment to thank yourself for showing up and for doing practice. And know that you can contemplate those questions on your own anytime that you want. I suggest every day, right before you go to bed or as soon as you wake up in the morning, or if you have regular practice. And then let's close with our 3 planetary healing sounds. So inhaling the arms up towards the sky, exhaling the sound Q to the heart. Inhaling the arms out to the sides, exhaling the sound ah to the heart. Ah. Inhaling, scooping up from the ground with the sound. So thank you all so much